what's changed for you over the years, over say the last couple of years with your running, that has made you or given you the ability to change and switch up things in your ultra runs that you have found work? Like for instance, you talk about now eating properly rather than relying on gels and sweets, changing the, not having Coke because you don't have it at home, so you keep everything exactly what you do at home on the run. But what has made you, what has given you the ability to think ahead and change those things?
I think it's after each long run is reflecting, and even sometimes, you know this, I write down my reflections.
I've got a reflections log.
Yeah, so you just write down your 5, 6 things, because what often, when you do something like a long ultra, I guess it's for those who've given birth, I've obviously had no experience of that, but it's like childbirth. You remember all the good bits, you don't remember the pain. So therefore it's worth writing down, that didn't work because that caused pain. And therefore I probably, what's changed, it's learning from my mistakes.
Yeah.
So I
Lovely.
mentioned Race to the King last year, where for 60 kilometres I just felt horribly, horribly sick. And then thinking, what did I take on board that day? Oh, next ultra I do, let's change it up. So it's learning from mistakes in a way and just writing it down.
Yep.
But then do you find, so conversely you write these things down, do you go back and look at that written document to
Yes.
remind you?
Yeah. When preparing then for next long events, I do.
Wonderful.
And particularly I have a spreadsheet, rather sadly,
Good Lord.
and I actually have my kit lists. So I have a list of, here's what I have on my back, here's what goes in a drop bag, here's what the crew are taking, here's what I need at the end. I keep lists of all the stuff, and you add to it through learning. So I once did a long ultra and my crew was my brother, and he turned up at the crew points with wet wipes, and they were just a godsend.
Yeah, I'll bet.
Just to wipe under your, you know,
salty
it's the
sweat.
the sweat off your,
Yeah.
you know, off your face, off your arms, you know, and just to wipe yourself. Oh, it's a godsend. So now, wet wipes are always on either crew list or drop bag, or both. So it just gives you that little. So you learn by writing stuff down and keeping that.
See, I haven't done it to that. So I've got a book. I didn't do it for last year's marathon. But there were no real issues in it. But obviously that's just for trail marathons. And I think because I had a really bad one, just where I ran out on
Running.
the canal to do a virtual New York one in lockdown, and it was just awful. And I'm trying to work out why. But that's even more. That's what you do sounds even better.
I also write down my timings,
Yeah.
checkpoint to checkpoint.
Yeah.
I have to, on some of the events, have to be very conscious of cut-offs
Yeah.
because I'm not quick.
No.
So therefore I am managing my pace, but I'm going super slow.
Yeah.
But you have to keep an eye
Put me in
of,
a time frame.
yeah, I want a bit of lag from cut-offs.
Yeah.
So with your cut-off document, Owen, it isn't necessarily about getting there in a certain time. It's
No.
about making sure that you arrive at that checkpoint comfortable and strong,
Yes.
ready to continue.
And just knowing where I'm at what point in progress.
And do you think that helps you mentally to know what's coming next?
Yeah, and even I have printed my cut-off times, my pace timings, and I put it in a little laminated thing that sits in the front of my vest.
Wow.
So I can then pull
So
it
when
out.
you're under pressure as well, you don't have to work it out.
Correct.
Yeah.
So for your South Downs Way 50 miler, no, North Downs Way 50 miler, it would be advantageous to sit down and look at that, and perhaps Owen will help you.
Well, I'll send you what I have.
Yeah, that'd be great. Thank
It's
you.
just a simple Excel spreadsheet calculator.
I want to run some of it. I mean, I know the North Downs Way, this side
Yeah,
of the
yeah.
county really well, but I just want to see, looking at cut-offs and the sort of the new pace that I'm learning is what it actually feels like to do,
Yeah,
so
And-
that I know when I'm jogging it how hard I've got to push, if that makes sense.
Yes, so when I set you your weekly suggesteds, and so for instance, the other week you did a warm-up drills, and then you did, you push for half an hour, you do easy for half an hour, you push again for half an hour. Do you find alternating those paces gives you the mindset to be able to cope with where you need to adjust your pace?
Yeah, okay, that makes sense. I wonder why you did that.
So that's pace awareness.